G'day, welcome back to Civi's workshop. Today, I've got my windmill, got the dam, and I'm going to be adjusting the power of the windmill. So to start off with, right now it's in the full power position, so the tail's perpendicular with the fan blades. You can see it's in that upper position on the controller there. So first thing, rip out the bolt, that can just angle down, and then you want to push the lever down to reduce power. And that's basically going to move that tail fin so that it's more parallel with the fan blades, and that's going to sort of pull them out of the wind a little bit, so it's not going to turn as quickly with the same amount of wind. That's going to slow down the turbine, or slow down the fan. So I'm not pushing down all the way because I still want to pump water, I'm just pushing it down some of the way. Slide it back in. You can see there's different positions there. Great. Job done. Now the way it all works is basically you got wind coming from, let's say this direction, from the west side, and that's that textures your tail fin, and so the air's rushing over that. The air's always going to rush over the tail fin, and then the pencil I've got there represents the fan blade, so you have maximum power in when it's perpendicular, and then as you adjust the tail, it turns the fan blades out of the wind because the tail's always going to be in line with the wind, and as you come further and further across, you're going to reduce the power of it up until it's parallel. Then you're going to effectively turn the fan off. So if you have really bad weather or something, you set it in the maximum off position, which is what that would represent. So kind of another way to explain it in terms of the settings adjust, which is what you actually control with the lever. So you have these, multiple pins, multiple settings you can adjust it to. So you're right down the bottom, that's your full off position. The fan can still turn in that position. You're not locking the fan from turning, but that's just reducing power as much as you can with that adjustment. And then up the top is full power. So when you want to, move as much water as you can, which I was wanting to do previously because I had empty tanks. I had to do some plumbing work, so I lost all the water out of the tanks. And then on our setup, that setting I'm putting to there, the level in the tanks will slowly drop, so you're not going to increase the level in the tanks. That'll just drop with use. And then one up from there, the tank water will slowly increase. Based on the usage in the troughs, that's just kind of how the water's going to get used. It'll kind of reach its equilibrium somewhere in between those 2 points. So for minimum adjustment, I set it to one of those positions, because in the full power position it just fills up too quickly, and full off it'll decrease, which is no good either. And kind of the way the system works is you've got your beautifully drawn windmill, got your body of water, in this case dam, a bit of a spring going into it, so you run your pipe to the windmill. Windmill pumps the water, and then you've got a bit of a hill in this setup, so gravity fed, and so the windmill is going to pump the water up the hill into the top of the tank, so it pours into the tank, and then on the way down from the bottom of the tank, the water drops out, and that goes into troughs wherever you have them set up. So if they're right down the bottom, you probably don't need a gravity system, but if you've got them high up and you want to have water in them all the time, then you're going to want to have some sort of storage capacity. Otherwise they could run low if you don't have wind for a while. That's kind of how that works. And what's brown and sticky? A stick.